Hey y'all, welcome back to the party, or welcome for the first time, doesn't matter. I am just glad you're here. My name is BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to more of Olly teaching us things about linguistics, if you will. This is 13 American accents ranked easiest to hardest to understand. Let's see how well we do on this one. All right, I hope you have your necessary utensils, your materials, because y'all know how I do. This is so fun to me. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm competitive. Hello, do you know me? I'm a Libra. Buttons aren't working. I don't like that.
Which is the easiest American accent to understand, and which is the hardest?
Well, how y'all doing? I'm about to learn you something real quick.
Well, I chose 13 accents from all across the US, and I ranked them from easiest to hardest. Who am I to do such a thing? Well, my name is Olly Richards. I speak 8 languages. I've written dozens of language learning books. But I'm fascinated by accents, especially English accents from across the pond. So let's see how many of these you can recognize.
Good evening. Your time now, 3:42.
I love her. Jeanette Reyes. Do you all follow her? She's so good. All right. I know she is, she's really Dominican. She's bilingual. But she does this like newscaster, like this used to be her job. Now she's full-time content creating, and good for her. But she used to be a news anchor. Her husband is still a news anchor. And she like does the funniest short form content with her husband, and they kind of talk in their news voices. But I know now she lives in DC. So I have a one up on this. I don't know what he's going to talk about with his accent, because what is that news accent? Is there like a specific area that the accent is? Anyway. Sorry, I got excited.
Pond. So let's see how many of these you can recognize.
Good evening. Your time now, 3:42. This just in. Me. I send things over to my colleague here, Robert Burton. You know, Robert, it was such a wild day at work. How did things go over on your end?
No, this is not a trick, but don't try this at home. Listen, you might think you've got a handle on the American way of talking, but trust me, it's a far more complex beast than you might imagine. Now, the easiest accent is so common, it's practically invisible.
This is what people think of most when they think of the American accent. This is when you're going and you're watching movies and you're hearing an American, this is what you're usually hearing.
Easy to follow, easy to imitate, and as American as apple pie. Think Jennifer Aniston.
I will see if the thing that I think that I know is actually the thing that I think that I know.
The voice of any news anchor or your average Joe.
Now, not only if we all began to wear suspenders would we increase the net masculinity of the American public, and you're just sick and tired of always looking like a plumber when you bend over to get your work done.
Of course, it's no accident. They are speaking like that on purpose so that you will all understand them. It's what's called the general American accent, the gold standard for clarity. If you come from places like the Midwest or Northern California, well, congratulations, you're probably rocking this accent without even trying.
I was going to say California. I didn't realize we were already getting started. I'm confused. Perhaps this isn't a test like the other ones. I don't like it. I was going to say California, not Northern, just California. Those are like 3 different accents, though. Am I right? Am I right?
Now, things can only heat up from here, so as we go along, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open. There is one accent on this list that non-Americans voted as the hardest one of all to understand. Which one do you think it is? See if you can guess before we get to it, and no cheating.
So we're gonna go back to the house and maybe chill for a minute or two. Then we're gonna meet up with our pals, eat some supper. Sounds like a plan, dude.
If you don't get this accent right off the bat, then you've probably never watched American TV.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like Surfer Boy USA, right? Like Venice Beach. I don't know. This one's already stressing me out. I already missed number 1. I didn't know number 1 was happening. The general American accent. I'm writing it down. I'm not giving myself the point. I'm not going to do a learning curve or a grading curve today. Maybe. And that was North Cali or Midwest. This one I'm gonna go ahead and write down I don't know, what do you call Venice, is that Southern California? All right, I'm gonna put Southern Cal. Let's see how well I do.
It is the accent of sun-kissed beaches, tech giants, and avocado toast. And Hollywood loves it. There's no shortage of characters mimicking this accent. Hard to understand? I wouldn't say so, but a lot of other foreigners get confused.
Just say what you normally say, but just do it like in a slower, chiller way. You know what I mean?
Right, okay, I see it now. Nothing like a little bit of vocal fry to warm you up. Heavy on the vowels, got a bit of a drawl, and everything's a question. You know where we are?
The words are stuck in the back of my throat. I have like a vocal fry. But I don't know, like it went away. People were like, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
If you said Southern California, you are right on the money. But by the way, as
redemption is mine.
you can tell, I don't have a particularly American accent. Not at all, actually. So if I say something here that you disagree with, don't hold back. Let me have it in the comments. All feedback is welcome. Now, some American accents are straight fire, while others not so much. We've covered the smooth talkers, but now we're heading into trickier territory. Ears at the ready.
I growed up talking like this. I just kind of had to learn how to church it up a little bit, you know, to get a job. But it's always been here. Frankly, I'm a little bit more comfortable talking like this, so this is what I did.
He's got on a Waffle House hat. Yum. I want to say Nebraska. But I know that's not right. I'm going to go with Nebraska. Final answer.
To fall back.
It is friendly, it is popular, everyone in the whole world knows it, and despite the drawl, it's surprisingly easy to understand because, as you can hear, nobody's in a huge hurry.
And our accent is known for really drawing out its words.
So, are we doing regions or like, so Nebraska is not it? I'm going to go with the South. It's a Southern accent.
Someone like Matthew McConaughey is a perfect example of this.
You heard the lady, but I've got to warn you, this accent's got more accents than a rattlesnake's got rattles. So even if you can guess which state it's from, you'll have a hard time nailing down the exact region. For one thing, there's all the Spanish loanwords.
I don't give up easy. You know, in Spanish they call it terco, which means hard-headed. It might take me a while to accomplish what I want to accomplish, but I set a goal and I'm going to try to achieve it.
With all that history and all those horses, what are you going to get? Well, a bunch of westerns, for one.
I say, let's us put our bread in some of that gravy while it is still hot.
See if you can tell me where this guy is from. It's one of the oldest and most distinct accents of the whole state.
Well, didn't find nothing first 30 minutes. That's a telltale sign I don't need to be out here.
It is the sound of the piney woods, and we are obviously talking about the Texan accent. And in case you're wondering why I've got Texas...
Do I get that? I did say Texas. It took me, I said Nebraska, then I said the South, because I just don't know if we're nailing it down to like one place or a region. I'm confused. And then I said Texas. I'm giving it to myself. Keep the judgments where your mom is at. Judge her, not me.
In the easy bucket, well, it's only because we're so familiar with the accent from movies, and this is what it makes it somewhat easier to understand. Any Texans out there? Listen up. How good are you at knowing who's who in your state? The University of Texas did a study on this, and more than 70% of Texans claim that they can identify someone's exact area based on their accent. It's a huge state, though, so that's pretty good. How about you? And if you think we're off to a good start, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more awesome accents from around the world.
Coffee! I got coffee here! Coffee! I got coffee! Does anybody want coffee?
This is New York.
Frank, I'll take a cup.
What are you trying to be funny, Karen? You're not funny. You're really living up to your name.
Welcome to an iconic accent. It's fast, it's loud, it's often very nasally, and it can often sound urgent or assertive. In other words, the accent is anything but laid back.
Have a nice sandwich with me, okay? We'll make a nice sandwich, veal sandwich.
Well, that's just a dead giveaway. It was influenced by Italians, and a bit of news here. My list is my list, and I'm including American opinions, but this accent came up in that survey I mentioned earlier, remember? Which accent do non-Americans think is hardest? This wasn't the winner, but it's in the top 5. The thing is, even Americans traveling abroad with this accent often say that nobody understands them. So it's not as easy for us foreigners as you might think. In some neighborhoods, you might even wonder if you accidentally switched into a different
I'm writing
language.
New York.
I remember I lived on East 84th Street,
East
across the street from my
84th Street.
grandparents, which was really nice as a kid growing up.
She's a New Yorker. Where you want from her? She likes bagels.
Well, these city folks always use a heck of a lot of idiomatic expressions, all their own, and the regional identity is very, very strong. Last clue.
Quick question. Is there a supermarket or deli where I can get full cuts around here?
We're all hungry, hon. Let's settle in and we'll figure it out. I have no mascara on. Valentina,
Mascara.
don't worry about the remote.
I'm going to even go as far as say Long Island.
800 miles to watch Cake Boss.
Go on, pause the video and put your best guess in the comments. Here it comes.
You ready? I'm going New York, but if we want to get super specific, I'm going the island. Could even be Staten Island, but I'm going Long Island.
Points if you got Brooklyn and Staten Island. It's the iconic sounds of New York City. Whoever missed this one, confession time.
7:45, he wakes up, he goes down to church, St. John Chrysostom. Then he comes home, he puts on his black and gold, heads on down to Heinz Field, meets up with my cousin Natalie Carapinas. They hang out there, have a couple kielbasa's, have a couple irons. Wow! Right? That was English.
These guys might as well have their own dictionary. I'm not joking, I threw this one in because when you mix all the local words in with the accent, it gets a little bit confusing, at least I think so. And they really seem to have fun with it. Examples? Well, first of all, forget you all or you guys. Here, it's all about
Chicago?
yins. It's a staple of the local lingo.
Yeah, I'm going downtown here. I got my eye rock off of blocks, you know. I live up in Washington County. We're going to get down and check out the game. It's Sunday. They're real good this year.
They talk fast and there's a lot of squishing words together. If you're not used to the pace, you'll probably be asking them to slow down a little bit. One more clue?
Hey, you best watch that bush. It's full of jaggers. Hey, it's been raining all night. Be careful on them steps. They're slippy out there. Yeah, I'm just letting that work right now. Meet me downtown. We'll talk about it.
Right, place you.
All right. I've narrowed it down to 3. Pennsylvania, namely Philly, Chicago, Maryland? No, not Maryland. I take that one back. Okay, I'm going with those 2. If I get either of those, I get it. I get the point. Thank you so much.
Your bets now. We are talking about the funny, quirky accent of, here it comes, Pittsburgh. Did you get it? I knew it. You guys are good.
I got a pig at home and a pen.
I'm taking that. I said Pennsylvania.
All I need is a pretty little girl. If I'm wet, I'm gone.
Love it or hate it, this accent is very, very popular. It's as charming as it gets. Nobody's going to argue with that.
3 kids later, I'm over here doing daddy stuff. Like my buddy called me the other day and said, hey man, bike night's coming up. You gonna be there? I said, oh, when? And he said, Friday night, 6 p.m. I was like, oh, man, my oldest, he got a bounce house party. I gotta go to that one.
What on earth is it number 5 though? Well, that drawl might be so smooth, so cool to our ears, but easy to understand? I don't know about that. It starts off all... and then things get gradually trickier the further south you travel.
By God, living, breathing Yelp review coming in here pitching a fit before he's even had a bite to eat yet. I swear to Conway Twitty, you make me want... When you're hotter than grease,
Tennessee?
say yes to peace. When you're hotter
Buddy,
than
where are
grease,
you from?
North Kakalaki.
North what? Listen, you guys
North
occupy
Carolina?
a huge area of the US, and you have so many accents that some are borderline dialects. So easy or
That was
hard
North Carolina?
definitely depends on which neck of the woods you are in.
It's currently 78 degrees. I'm bound to contract malaria, get snake bit, and my feeder might even start making popcorn.
She didn't say nothing. She brought to me a whole thing. I don't eat
Okay, I'm going to
that
say North
stuff.
Carolina.
Eat a little bit of supper. Read that, then I go bad if I don't eat.
With all the sub-dialects
Lord
hiding in the
Jesus.
valley, things can get pretty crazy.
My best friend got this man, and for the life of me, I cannot find any like in my heart for this man. I ain't got
Something about it feels very like coastal North Carolina, like over on the water.
no like in my soul for this man, but the hatred I got for this man, y'all, is strong.
Try losing your friend in the woods, and you'll know all about it.
I knew I shouldn't have took my monkey tail out here with you doggone white folk. Done left me in the damn woods. Hurry up, come get me.
Pure rage. It is, of course, a southern accent. What's
That's
next?
it?
That's trailer. You know, thought I'd see my friend
See,
Wyatt.
he gets so general. Do I get that because I said North Carolina and I said Tennessee at first? Is that the South? Like, what? He's stressing me out. I'm not gonna take it. Don't worry.
I was walking up the road. John Deere DT 170 was out in the front yard. His one son saw his dad's welder mask. He had it on. I went over to him. He's like, "You want to see something?" I was like, "Of course I
What
do."
is he saying?
Anyone not know where this is? Well, people like me have to go scrolling through Netflix to get a clue. Now, some people say this accent is much more rugged than others from the region. I read this on good old Quora, but I couldn't tell the difference
like the
between that
frickin'
accent and
Ozarks.
the next one if my life depended on it.
Got 3 lawnmowers, 4 four-wheelers.
Whoa, buddy, way to cut us off.
Massachusetts. 6 dirt bikes, couple boats, you know.
Now, let's say, for instance, you're hanging a picture on the wall.
Picture.
And it just needs to move just a bit. You would say it needs to move just a dite. Just over, just a dite. Not that much, just move it over, just a dite.
And then there's this other place that does strange things like adding R's in weird places. We're headed to the beach for some coffee, milk, and grinders.
Well, you know the Providence Place Mall is the largest cooperative mall in New England. Pretty cool. What do you think? If we go to Providence?
New England. So are we in Maine? Because I remember the last time on one of his other videos, he did Maine. I had no idea. It does. I'm going to put Maine. Am I using context clues? Yes. Is that cheating? No. It's a form of figuring things out.
I would just go downtown. It's only like 20 minutes away.
What do you say? Better write down your guesses quick, because I'm going to give you 2 for the price of 1 here. It is country versus big city. If you guessed Vermont, Maine, and Rhode Island, you got them. But did you get the order right?
No.
There was a survey about this.
Not.
Yep, here comes the survey. And as it turns out, when Americans are traveling overseas, us foreigners understand you least if you're from Rhode Island, followed by
I
Maine.
didn't understand
Stephen
it.
King will be proud. Okay, you can stop holding your breath for the big city accent. Here it comes.
On your right now is going to be another Dunkin' Donuts, okay? You know, straight up like over the hill. Across the street used to be another Dunkin' Donuts / like Baskin Robbins combo. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's jails. It's gone now. Anyways, on your left is a Stop and Shop. That's where my dad likes to go. My mom likes Roche Brothers, but she says it's too expensive. Anyways, that's where my dad goes, Stop and Shop. There's a Dunkin' Donuts in that Stop and Shop. You're going to go straight through to the Rotary.
Tell me about your accent.
I've been parking cars.
Okay.
You know, a lot of walking around. My dogs are barking. Dogs are barking. You know?
Have you been to the Charles River?
I've been to the Charles River. I saw Marky Mark there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Boston, baby.
Yeah.
Wicked cool town, I hear. In fact, Dave.
Was
on the
that a
story
question? I didn't know that was a question. That was a dead giveaway. We all knew that was Boston. It still says accent number 7 down at the bottom. So he moved over to the big city. We all knew that was Boston, right?
Okay. Team has run the Boston Marathon. Very proud of him. That's right. And if you know your geography, we are in New England. It sounds like they're rebelling against the rules.
So that's
of
what it is.
American.
Overwhelmingly.
By the way, did you know
so
that
it's just
American
New
accents are
England.
actually getting further away from each other, not closer? Experts say so, and
I'm still
how am I to
taking that
argue?
point,
I just
by the
love
way.
accents, don't you? Accents and telling stories, and that's why I make all these videos. But here at Story Learning, we actually teach languages: Spanish, French, Korean, Mandarin, Chinese. 15.
We're gonna skip through the ad. Yeah. All right, we're moving on to accent number 8.
Oh, hey there, friend. You want to come over
Oh,
to the
hey there. It's like
backyard and have a little
Wisconsin.
cocktail?
Are you kidding? It's
Wisconsin.
33 degrees and raining.
I know, it's like spring break.
I'm
eh?
writing Wisconsin,
it's freezing
Minnesota.
right
No, it's not.
Hey, I haven't seen you since last summer on the lake. How goes it?
If you want a pop culture phenomenon, here we go. Prepare to laugh. While you're at it, see if you can pick up some fun regional differences. So these guys are known for their good manners, strong family ties, Scandinavian blood, and a sing-song sound, as any soccer mum will tell you.
I was driving down the road the other day, and I was in my
got a
van,
baby here,
and
okay.
this dang deer just jumped out in front of my van, and I didn't even know what was going
I
on.
never thought I'd put Taylor Swift in my videos, but she deserves this one. How about that accent, though? Not so hard to copy, right? Don't be fooled. Try
Not
this on for
easy
size.
to
So where are you
copy.
going to Christmas? Well, first we're
Christmas.
going to get the family together. We're going to go to Famous Dave's Barbecue, you know, around Calhoun Square.
Oh, haven't you been to Hibbon? Because Hibbon's so nice, especially around this time of year. Or you go to Findlay, or maybe you go to Grand Marais.
You know, I have. Actually, we were going to go to Hinckley. Have you ever seen the museum there? Apparently, the whole city caught fire once.
You take the 494 to Mall America.
Tell me what she said, verbatim, I dare you. And the accent is from, it's from Minnesota, also known as the North Star
Minnesota.
State. Nice
Got
one.
it.
Did you know they have the oldest rocks on Earth here? True story. I'm going to sneak in another one here, and I'm kind
How
of
do you know what
cheating
the
putting it
oldest
in with the
rock
number
is? That's
8 because
crazy.
things look very different when we touch down in the city where they don't have Scandinavian blood, and they're famous for the very particular ways they say their A's.
Travel around the country, which I did mostly by illegally riding freight trains.
What?
Which some people might have a problem with, but whatever. It worked great for me. I mean, it's habitat for wildlife, if anything. For me, it just makes me feel nice when I've been outside dealing with most of the human infrastructure that I normally find so revolting. This just calms me down a little bit.
No doubt about it, he's from Chicago, one more wonderful accent in the Great Lakes region. We're past halfway, and I had a hard time choosing which accents to include because there are a few really divergent ones out there. If you know any of these immediately, better write it down quickly in the comments.
As I'm stringing up my 4th bass, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's business. I tell her no. She starts casting with me. We spend a whole night packing pasties on the fishing reel counter.
Well, this sounds a little bit out of the ordinary, doesn't it? Or does it? Well, I'm not tricking you. The people who speak like this actually have very different historical backgrounds to other Americans.
The hard part is shoveling the roof off all the time, you know.
Woof.
Last year I fell off of it, and, you know, with the snow there, it's a cushion, you know, and you fall in it and it buries you, and you just lay there and laugh, you know.
I just wanted to come on here and check on my friends down in...
I just want to come on here. Okay, is this Wisconsin? What the heck is going on?
In Texas, are you guys okay? Got some snow down there. I need some help. Need advice, tips.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. I already showed you the snow and the snowy accents. Yeah, calm down. This one's not even in the same state, guys.
Last year, we still had 45 inches in the month of April. And so it's the late spring and the length of the season that wears on you, not the amount of snow.
Okay, what you're hearing is a whole lot of history, including a heavy dose of Finnish, French Canadian, Scandinavian, Cornish,
You definitely hear the Canadian.
German, and Native American. Throw them all in a pot of snow, and what do you get? A lot of fun sounds that you only hear in this region. It is the Yooper accent, courtesy of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I'm going to give you a hint about the hardest American accent of all, so you can start warming up for the big boys. Ready? It's sitting free and happy in the sun in the most linguistically diverse state in all of the US. But will you get it? I don't think so.
You gotta watch with the mindset and the girl, you wanna learn this accent. You gotta be real intentional. That means that when you watch a video, you gotta try to pause that video. For example, I watch a lot of Taraji P. Henson movie, and Cremoni, where she was like, oh, Robert, if you will cut at that door, there is no coming back. Bro, you gotta pause that scene and try.
This is one with deep cultural roots, and not actually a regional accent, but a cultural one. Very significant influence on American pop culture, too. Now, there are so many different versions, I couldn't count them. Some easier to follow, but others sound like it's all in code.
Yes, right there, right here, everywhere, swear, downstairs, upstairs,
St. Louis.
come do my hair. Yes.
St. Louis.
Like
Where is her accent from? Get the name of the city, just try.
St. Louis. St. Louis.
What? No, I'm saying you can iron your clothes. I gotta iron the crib, you can iron your clothes. But they my clothes already. What I gotta earn them for? No,
or
I'm not
Memphis.
gonna work hard for no clothes that's mine already. Is all I'm saying. What are you saying?
What's fascinating about this accent is it's actually a legitimate dialect with its own grammar rules and so on. Remember, we're talking about a cultural accent, so this is all over the States. It's called African American Vernacular English. One interesting thing about
that was Ebonics. That's a really nice way to say Ebonics. African American Vernacular English. Ebonics. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Ebonics. He's throwing me off because sometimes he says states, sometimes he says regions, and I'm thinking, whatever.
The pronunciation is. Back in history, most immigrants from Africa didn't have the sound in their native languages, so when they were learning English, words like that became that. Interesting, right? Ready to level up to baffling?
I'm talking about I hit the corner store the other day, you understand?
Right, this is what I'm saying. Talk like that, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we from Atlanta, not Atlanta, and you know what I'm saying? Like, even on the east side, shawty, and shawty, I was like, whoa, what's good? What's good? Ebonics. I didn't even know that counted. And I know I'm frustrated. African American vernacular.
Once you feel me, I'm finna get high. I slide back to the crib. Then a little hoe called me. She talking about I'm trying to slide through. I said, you trying to give me that air?
I did not catch a word of that. Now, where are we exactly? Well, the city names are coming up in 3, 2, 1. These two are from St. Louis, Missouri, and the last guy is from
Atlanta,
Florida.
Dade County. That was very Dade County. I got St. Louis though. The first two, I was. Look at that. Both of them, St. Louis. I was right. I know my people. Yeah.
Right. Florida, you win this round, hands down. But then one day you get lost and go wandering into the foothills.
We got water in the man trip we was riding. We was in the back of it, and that water was 12 breaks of water backed up. And it just blowed that coal out just like a explosion, you know.
Yeah, I used to go to Indiana. First, I went up there with one of my exes. We were up and stayed with his grandma. A bunch of her friends come over. I was sitting there saying something to him. Well, they started laughing, and then they come over and started telling me, oh, say this, and every time I'd say it, they start laughing.
Don't you just love the rhythm flowing from their mouths? I've got to say, I find this accent absolutely fascinating. I could listen to it all day long.
I've caught him out of many a time. It'd take us a long time to get into town. That old buggy. He'd tell me to work the brake. We start to go up a hill, I kind of push the brake on.
Is this one North Carolina?
Music, get up there! Get! Me scooting the wheel, but he'd look back. You know, Tom, he said, turn the brakes loose. He'd take 3 ears of corn to feed it at lunch. You start back home about 4 o'clock.
There's a lot to unpack in these accents, so I will keep it short. Ever heard that this brand of English has a really old Elizabethan sound left over from centuries ago? It does, but it has a much stronger Scotch-Irish heritage. Both of these things gave this English accent that amazing twisted Shakespeare sound that we love. There's a lot of eccentric words and pronunciation going on. But when some people hit that smoky mountain twang, you're going to need subtitles.
Is that right? No, we didn't have no electricity, didn't have no running water either. We run it out got it out of the spring.
He has no gum line. There's no gums.
Got electricity up through here.
It is, of course, deep Appalachia. I get pulled up on my pronunciation of this all the time in the comments. It's an area that's always had limited access because of the mountains and valleys. So I guess if you live here, well, you're going to be well versed in mountain talk.
What's going on, son? What's happening? What's happening? Dynamite here, baby. Where's my crazy bird?
So this is Tennessee, North
Just to be clear, this is not about stereotypes. Millions of voices out here.
Home to me is just basically wherever family's at, no matter like if you've grown up with them for a long time or just gotten to know them, family's family.
I'm starting to think this court ain't too supreme at all, y'all. I don't see any sour cream, any tomatoes on this court. This ain't even a regular court. I would call it a value menu court, but value menus actually help people who struggle, so I don't know.
If you've never thought about where your own speech habits come from, you should find out. It's really interesting. Come back later and tell us what you learned. Well, that is as deep as the Deep South gets. Surely there's no trickier accents still left out there, are there? Well, there must, because I'm not finished yet. And when you really want to let the good times...
So do I get that for saying North Carolina and it was the Appalachians? Because, okay, thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. I heard the overwhelming yes from you all, and I'm going to run with that.
Roll. Better head on down to the land of the next accent.
We say shy, and that's a term of endearment. And you say that when you or say you look at a baby or a little puppy, something small and cute. You say, oh, shy baby, shy baby. A marigouin. We have a lot of marigouins here. Marigouin is a mosquito. I can go outside right now and get tore up by the marigouins.
Beautiful. This one is super hard to understand because it has so many curious little bits that are completely different from what you hear in the rest of the US, but very, very cool. The rhythm, the expressions. But wait. What is going on? Well, the most characteristic feature of the accent is that there is no the sound. And they say things like, laissez les bons tons rouler.
French.
Because... what?
So Cajun, Louisiana.
Yeah, it's a kind of English that's full of French,
I think last time
but not
I
only
said
French,
Creole.
also Spanish, British English, and there's even a layer from various African languages. That's not how you say it in the regular French, by the way. And who speaks like this? Well, it's the Cajuns, of course. The Cajun people have French-Canadian descent, and they speak their own French Creole language, or Cajun French.
Your boyfriend told me you had a hard head.
That's
Put them
crazy.
together, and what do you get? Well, you get a Cajun English accent.
No, you don't.
Mostly hear this cool
There's nothing
accent
English
down in
about that.
rural southern Louisiana.
Wildlife and fishery agents, Fontenot Thibodeau showed up at Miss Boudreaux's house. Miss Boudreaux was so upset and crying. Mr. Boudreaux ain't come back from fishing. So Fontenot Thibodeau, the wildlife fishery agent, said, we're going to find her, Miss Boudreaux. Don't worry, we're going to find her.
Quite distinctive, huh? Unless you're one of them, good luck understanding it.
Right.
I think they deserve to win this battle of the accents.
Yeah.
Well, almost, but not quite. The winner of most difficult American accent of all is, drum roll, please.
If I go to Beaufort and I talk to somebody and order something in the thing, they ask me two or three times. What is it? What do you want? And I want.
We had a tea to go to for the president. I wanted to iron the dress to get the crease out of it where it had been taped up. And I went to every suite in that norm.
If you are a dingbatter, we'll forgive you for thinking a piece of Olly's backyard drifted out to sea and ended up here. It's got some real Britishy vowel sounds. Listen.
Wind blowing really hard. You see, it's blowing harder than a pop card right there, you know. So you take it a ride around the island. You just take a little scud.
Isn't this amazing? It's an accent that came from pirates, sailors, Africans, and Native Americans who were isolated here a very, very long time ago. And they're still isolated. No wonder the local English is so unusual. The biggest thing that stands out is a totally one-of-a-kind vowel pronunciation and
High
archaic
tide
word-
is hoy-toid. Hoy-toid. What the heck is this one, guys?
It's preserved from Old English, just to mess with our modern ears. Where are we? Well, not too many options here. It can only be the Outer Banks Islands. A whole bunch of these here with names like Ocracoke and I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm not done. If you have the muscle to canoe 187 miles north, there's another East Coast island accent that'll have you shaking your heads and throwing your hands in the air.
So I had to get out home. Mom's been calling and cussing at me all day. She was behind the counter. She said, "It's a lie, Jack." I said, "Who's that, Mom?"
My head hurts.
This street here, this will go underwater. These yards will go under during storms.
Oh, don't look at me just because I'm British. No clue, none whatsoever, as you can probably tell. And if I can't understand, well, how could they not win this contest? But is there an even crazier accent out there? Well, if there is, it'll come from down south, for sure. And I'll show you exactly which one I'm thinking of in this next video over here. Of course, you might not agree with me, but you can let me know after you've watched the video.
I did that one, and I passed it quite well, didn't I? All right, friends, I got 10 out of 13, which is not bad at all. Just want to toot my own horn, pat myself on the back. Let me know how you did. I love these. They're just fun. They're refreshing. They're, you know, informative. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you go subscribe to Olly. I really like him. I think he's doing great work, great wholesome work here on the internet. And most of all, I hope you have the day that you deserve. Bye.